Hey everybody, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday, and we're going to be discussing some of this week's new releases, as well as a couple of picks from last week and this week, and I have a couple of picks of the week to share with you. And I guess we'll just kind of get started with that. My pick of the week this week is Kid Bug, and it's on Joyful Noise Records. Kid Bug is, this is self-titled, and it is kind of a bit of a super group of sorts. This features Marina Tadek of Erie Wanda, Adam Harding from Dumb Numbers, Thor Harris from Swans, and Bob Bruno from Best Coast. And this is, you know, it's about 35 minutes long. They were very aware, because this is very much a very personal, emotional record of like a love story. And, you know, nobody wants to listen to people in love lament for hours on end, although it's easy to do. This is the perfect length. It's only 11 tracks, and some of them are like interludes and some of them like fade out, but it's really mastered the art of letting their listeners breathe. You know, it doesn't get too heavy and overwhelming. The subject matter is so raw and honest that on this, that you find that the space is just as important as the sound. This is 2095. It's on what they're calling Loomer Pink vinyl. I don't know what Loomer Pink is, but that's what they're calling it. Now, the way that this sort of happened out was that Joyful Noise Records was having a holiday party, and all of these artists are in that Joyful Noise stable. So Marina Tadek and Adam Harding met, and they started thinking they could collab together and start writing. And, you know, one thing led to another, and these are just like their love stories exchanged back and forth. And they were kind of inspired by, you know, John and Yoko did that at some point as well. So anyway, she is based in the Netherlands. Adam Harding is Australian, and I'm not sure of where he lives right now. But anyway, they brought in Thor Harris, Swans, to do the drumming, and Bob Bruno from Best Coast to play bass and guitar on this. It has a little note on this hype sticker that says that there's also featuring Dale Crover from Melvins at some. When I listened to this, I didn't know that, so I'm not sure where he lands on this. But anyway, if you're a fan of like shoegaze music and you kind of were into that scene, this is kind of like that. It's you know, everybody here kind of agreed that it reminded them of Lush. So if you liked Lush and you like that kind of you know, romantic shoegaze kind of stuff, you will really like this. Anyway, highly recommend that. It's great. Loved it. Last week there was another kind of a super group kind of collab. This was Muzz. It's also self-titled. It's a side project from Interpol frontman Paul Banks, and he's bringing in Bonnie Light Horseman multi-instrumentalist Josh Kaufman and the Walkmen's drummer Matt Barrick. And so it is kind of a super group. A lot of times these super groups, you know, are very self-indulgent, and you know, it's kind of an ego project, but not really so in this case. You know, Paul Banks, he kind of manages to avoid that, and he's worked with Wu-Tang Clan's RZA on the Banks and Steels, if you guys have listened to that, and now with Muzz. So this album is like, you know, it's really loaded with emotion. It's very spacious, it's very cinematic, and really, really good. It's like kind of one of the best things you're gonna hear all year if you get into this. 1995, if you're expecting to hear kind of an Interpol album, you will be sorry, because that's not what this is at all. I encourage you to give it a listen if you want to try something new. Great stuff. Okay, so those are my picks, and now we'll just kind of get through a list of some things. Now, if you are really wanting to get the full expanse of all the new releases that came out, I'm just going to go through a few that I grabbed here to show you, and and maybe talk about a couple of things. But if you're wanting to go the full route and really take your time, I'm again encouraging you to go to the sirenrecords.com, sirenrecordsmonterey.com. I'm sorry, you guys, I keep blowing it, but it's a new website, and I kind of I have to keep reminding myself. SirenRecordsMonterey.com. When you first come on the page, there's a little thing right here that says New Releases, and it's a drop-down menu. And you just click on that, and it will bring you, here we go, music releases for 6/12/20. And you can slow it down and read at your leisure and, really get into that and just, take your time and see everything, and they're all in there. Okay, so anyway, let's just get into a couple of little things here for me to show you and talk about. And I wish Cass was here to handle the big pile of stuff. All right. First up, here's 1975, the notes on a conditional form. And, okay, so I guess this is transparent 140-gram double clear vinyl, transparent clear vinyl, right? Clear vinyl? Yeah. And it looks kind of like a cheap cover, but I guess they're very into the fact that this bag is recycled and recyclable. So, that's their thing. And so it's not super aesthetically pleasing, but anyway, there you go. This is $27.95, and that's kind of unusual because usually the 1975, their stuff is always really expensive. And so, for a double, $27.95 is pretty reasonable for them. Now, as you're going, though, the cassette also in the very, sorry guys, but cheap packaging, this is expensive. This is $17.95 for this cassette. So, okay, that's the 1975, their new one. Then next up we have Jenny Beth, and this is called To Love Is To Live. And she's best known as the charismatic lead singer and co-writer for the UK band Savages. This album is a real dark cinematic meditation on the strange business of being alive. Throughout the record, she really reaches her creative consciousness. It's a very, abrasive record, actually. And it's on red vinyl. It's $21.95, okay? And then next up, we have Bibio. This is Sleep on the Wing. This is on Warp Records, and Bibio returns with a new collection of music just over a year on from his last album called Ribbons. And this collection continues the story of Ribbons, I guess 10 tracks drawing on similar inspiration and using a similar palette of instruments. Now, most of this record is instrumental, and I think I heard vocals on maybe just one track. Maybe there was more, but I think it was just the one track. So this is a super pleasant record. It's just really nice if you kind of just wanted to have something in the background, but it's really good. This guy is another multi-instrumentalist, and this is just, I wanted to print this because this is, okay, he performs the following things. Okay, acoustic guitar, tenor acoustic guitar, baritone acoustic guitar, baritone electric guitar, bass guitar, mandolin, mandola, octave mandolin, violin, viola, cello, piano, Rhodes, Wurlitzer, mini moog, mellotron, and saxophone, clarinet, and voice. And so anyway, this guy is just doing a project, but it's really, really pleasant listen, and great background music. Like I said, it's just mostly instrumental, but it's lovely. It's $21.95 for that one. Okay, then we have Sammy Brew, Crash Test Kid on New West Records. And since writing his first songs around the age of 11, Sammy Brew's released 3 homespun EPs. His New West full-length debut called I Am Nice. We actually do carry that one as well. And a 2018 EP called Down with Desperation. So in the process, he's from Ogden, Utah. He's a native. He's been hailed by Rolling Stone magazine as an American prodigy. And the New Yorker calls him one of the teenagers shaping the new pop. Okay, so anyway, these accomplishments may have just been the setup for this, which is arguably his best work to date. You know, he's really growing into himself, and he's kind of he's very artsy, but he's kind of wise beyond his years. this often gets to the heart of the matter or a melody with very insightful turn of phrase. And there is a lyric sheet enclosed in here that, you know, you can kind of read his lyrics and what he's about. This is on yellow and red splatter. Got that lyric sheet included, and it is $18.95. Okay, so next up, this is, let's see, Flying Lotus, Flamagra. This is the instrumentals, and this is 2 LPs. It's $36.95, but it also comes with this slip mat. And this is really reminding me of the one that Animal Collective had not too long ago. It's an animated slip mat, so I'm pretty sure it would be the same as that Animal Collective one where you need a black light, and as it's turning, these patterns make kind of a little movie for you to watch. It looks to me almost like maybe it's a bird or a butterfly. I can't quite tell, and there's maybe flames. But anyway, there is instructions that you can view on the inside, and they call that the animated zoetrope slip mat. Now, I don't know, isn't a zoetrope one of the, almost like a diorama type thing? But it would be flat. So I'm pretty sure it is kind of like the Animal Collective one. Okay, so anyway, that is, as I said, $36.95. It's 2 LPs. Next up from last week, The Ghost Inside. This is on magenta vinyl, and that one is $21.95. Okay. Also from last week, Heinz, The Prettiest Curse. This is those girls from, I think, Spain. This is the regular version, is the blue vinyl. It's $22.95, but we also did get some of the limited edition red vinyl, also $22.95. Okay, then here, this from this week, this is Carly Rae Jepsen, Dedicated, Side B. Now, I know that this looks like you've seen it before, but it's all from the same photo shoot as the other one. This is more from that time period, I guess, which is, I guess, why it's called Side B. The other stuff, you know, maybe she just couldn't fit it all on one LP and wanted to carry that on. $21.95, I gotta say, we sell a ton of this girl all the time, so there you go. Also this week, new Norah Jones, Pick Me Up Off the Floor. This one comes in the limited edition black and white vinyl. That one is $22.95, and then it also comes on the regular black vinyl for $19.95. Now, this is her 7th solo studio album. It features collaborators from Brian Blade to Jeff Tweedy, and I grew out of her acclaimed singles series of the past 2 years as the songs she hadn't yet released, but they unexpectedly congealed into an album. You know, her piano trios and lyrics, and they confront the subjects of loss and hope. And mood leans into darkness before finally ending up in the light, so she kind of comes full circle on this one. Okay, so if you're a Norah Jones fan, there you go. She's here. Next up, we have a reissue. This is Killing Joke, the Unperverted Pantomime. This is the 2020 reissue. It's all been remastered. It's a timely re-release for this rare collection of live recordings and radio sessions. Really finds classic Killing Joke, the lineup of Jazz Coleman, Geordie Walker, Youth, and Paul Ferguson. And so it kicks off with tracks from a December 1981 radio session and followed by earlier live recordings. And so this is like, you know, really nice that this has been reissued again because it's a, you know, it's a popular Killing Joke title. $31.95, double. Okay, double album. This one is also from last week. This is Katy Malko. Don't really know anything about her, but there's a download, and this is limited green clear vinyl. Well, not clear and green. I think they mean like a transparent green is what they're going for with this. So I think that what I understand is that if you like Soccer Mommy and that kind of vibe, then this will be right up your alley. Okay, and then again, just to flash, I showed you this a little last week. Trixie Mattel, this is from last week. Barbara, yellow vinyl. She's the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race, All Stars 3. And yeah, it's a great little entertaining record. You know, she's got the chops to be a singer, and it's not a comedy record. It's like, you know, pop California kind of vibe to it. So, okay, and then we have now Rolling Coastal Blackouts. They have this new record, Sideways to New Italy. Now the vinyl has been delayed, but it is available on CD and cassette right now. This is the Australian band. We really love them here at Siren. The cassette is $7.99 and the CD is $16.99. I'm not sure exactly when the vinyl is going to come out, but it should be like within the next couple of weeks, I think. But now, you know, if you really want to check them out, you can do it, CD and cassette. All right, then we also have Frank Sinatra, Nice and Easy on Capitol, and this is new stereo mixes of one of the classic Sinatra albums, you know, this featuring the title song Nice and Easy, as well as I've Got a Crush on You, which are big Frank Sinatra favorites. This, like I said, it's all new stereo mixes. So this is $18.95. All right, and all right, next up, that was actually new last week, but you know, just showing it to you. Same with the Rolling Blackouts, Coastal Fever, same with them. That was out last week, but vinyl, not yet. Next up, this is from this week, and this is Sonic Boom, All Things Being Equal on Carpac Records. Okay, so this Pete Kemper, he's really a legend. He's, you know, he's held this legendary status in independent music circles because, you know, he was one of the members of Spacemen 3 and most recently Spectrum. Spacemen 3's heyday in the sun was over 3 decades ago, but you know, he's become, because of the output with that and this kind of vibe that he's able to generate, he's worked with the likes of MGMT, Beach House, Moon Duo, Panda Bear, among many, many others. You know, he's very sought after for his input for these kind of new indie bands that have that very atmospheric and psych soul kind of sound. So although the songs and recordings on the this is his first album since 1989's Spectrum, when he had Spectrum. So the songs and recordings on the new album are recent. They could have been lifted from his first and last solo album of Spectrum and Spaceman 3's final set. So if you're really loving that kind of stuff, this is fabulous. And I wish he wouldn't wait so long in between, because it's just, like I said, it's that psych soul, that very atmospheric, chill vibe to it. So, so good. This includes a poster, a foil art print, and a download card, and it's only $19.95, which is awesome. So this one, really liked this today as well. Okay, so from last week, Westerman, Your Hero Is Not Dead. And this Pitchfork says it's spacious, elegant, nocturnal pop that offers textural, electronic flourishes alongside moments of Nick Drake level intimacy. This one is $20.95, and this is kind of a clever cover because it's like your hero is not dead, but then like there's the mirror, you see. It's like you're the hero that's not dead. Kind of a great cover. All right, so last up, this is Jamie Wyatt. This is called Neon Cross. This is on pink vinyl. This is produced by Shooter Jennings, and I guess it's kind of, you know, a lot of things being said that are good. You know, they say that this is a really good record. It's not particularly my kind of thing, so it's like I'm not going to be a judge of it, but people are excited that Shooter Jennings is on here, and I guess I see there's a song that features Jessie Coulter, which is, you know, Waylon Jennings' wife. Maybe it's the mother of Shooter, I guess, maybe. This is $19.95, and it's on that neon pink vinyl, and there's a lot of buzz about her right now. So I think that wraps up the pile that I've got for you today. As I said, if you want to go deeper in and find out about more new releases, you can log on to sirenrecordsmonterey.com. Just go to the top bar, drop down for new releases, and it'll give you some more that you can take a look at, okay, more in depth. So thanks for joining me, and if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will think about hitting that subscribe button, and there's a little notification bell that'll let you know via email if there's a new upload of new releases on Fridays. And yeah, that's about it. I hope everybody's doing well, staying indoors and being safe and wearing your mask and keeping your distance and all that good stuff. So keep it together, everybody. We're going to get through this one way or another, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye.